Next on Star City News, there's fake money in Lincoln, and police are urging everyone to keep an eye out for counterfeit bills. Plus, Lincoln smokers better puff up before lighting up is no longer allowed.
Look where this Lincoln woman was hiding when police came knocking. And the Academy Award goes to? We'll let you know the contenders. All that and more starts right now. Welcome to Star City News Live at 5. I'm Sydney Boyd.
And I'm Jack Housingay. Authorities say at least 5 people are dead following a shooting at an elementary school in Northern California. The shooting occurred around 8 o'clock this morning at Rancho Tehama School, 120 miles northwest of Sacramento. Among the dead is the gunman who was killed by police. Sydney, using a credit card to pay for a drink at a gas station is pretty routine.
But officials are warning citizens to be aware if you pay with cash. Star City's Lee Marion is live with more.
The Lincoln Police Department has seen a spike in counterfeit money being used here in Lincoln at gas stations and convenience stores. Now this here is an authentic $1 bill printed by the United States Treasury. However, the question becomes which ones are real and which ones are fake.
It can be tricky, but this is an illegal $10 bill, and officials say it could easily end up in your wallet.
A person will come and use a counterfeit money at a gas station or a store, and the clerk may not catch it. They then return that money as change to another customer.
A police report shows this Casey's at 1425 South 17 isn't the only place that dealt with counterfeit notes yesterday. Even though you don't plan on handling illegal bills, you need to stay aware.
So we're just encouraging citizens to pay attention. Even if it's a store returning the money to you, make sure you still inspect it and that it's real money.
Not everyone carries around a counterfeit marker to test every dollar. Luckily, there are some other ways to notice.
If you have a counterfeit bill, it won't have the strip in it.
2 features to help you tell the real from the fake.
In reality, every bill has a watermark and every bill has a counterfeit strip in it. And if you don't see both of those items on your bill, it's probably counterfeit.
Gotcha. In 1990, the metallic strip was added to all bills except 1s and 2s. And in 1996, watermarks began printing. If you receive a counterfeit bill, report it immediately to police or the FBI. Officials are facing an uphill battle tracking fakes back to a source.
Honestly, once that 20 is out of their hands and been accepted, it's really, really difficult to determine where it came from.
White added that the $20 bill is the most counterfeited one across the nation, but Officer Sands made it clear to me that the $10 one is the rise here in Lincoln. 3 quick reminders when you're trying to tell if your dollar bills are counterfeit. If you hold them up to a light, you should see a watermark on the side. Any bill greater than $1 or $2 will have a metallic mark down the center of it. And if you take your counterfeit marker and strike through it, it should stay yellow. Reporting live in Lincoln for Star City News, I'm Lee Marion.
Thanks, Lee. Lincoln police are investigating a reported robbery that happened early this morning. The victim said a male with glasses pushed him in an alley around 4 a.m. Police said the suspect took cash and then went into a U-stop on South 27th Street and bought some items.
Authorities are searching for a man who Lincoln police say masturbated outside a woman's vehicle in a Taco Bell drive-thru. The 18-year-old victim said she was ordering food when she saw the man, described as 40 to 50 years old, committing a sex act outside the passenger window of his vehicle. The woman immediately contacted authorities. Southbound traffic on Highway 77 at Bluff Road closed this morning after a trailer carrying livestock caught fire. According to Raymond fire officials who responded to the scene shortly before 8 o'clock this morning, say no livestock were hurt in the fire.
Lincoln police said a woman is facing charges after she was found hiding in a couch along with her meth. Police went to an apartment near 16th and G Streets just before midnight on Monday to serve a warrant. Police said the woman with the warrant was found hiding inside a hollowed-out couch. She was taken into custody along with 2 others for helping her hide. And Aubrey Kinnett, a former Scooter's coffee shop manager, is accused of embezzling $28,000 from a South Lincoln franchise. Kinnett turned herself in at the Lancaster County Jail November 8th, and prosecutors charged her with theft by unlawful taking of $5,000 or more. She has been released from jail on a $5,000 bond, and if convicted, she faces up to 20 years in prison.
Nebraska officials plan to announce their decision on the proposed Keystone XL oil pipeline route across the state. The Nebraska Public Service Commission will release its ruling next Monday after months of evaluating arguments for and against the project. TransCanada's proposed pipeline has faced heavy opposition from environmental groups and landowners, but has also received approval from several states. And yesterday, Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts proclaimed November National Alzheimer's Awareness and National Family Caregivers Awareness Month. Nebraska caregivers who give an estimated $2 billion worth of unpaid care received recognition for looking after loved ones who otherwise couldn't care for themselves.
And Brad Paisley is coming to Lincoln's Pinnacle Bank Arena April 26th. The country music star most recently played Lincoln in a free show outside Memorial Stadium in October 2016.
The Lincoln Bike Kitchen is in need for its second annual holiday giveaway. The bike recycling nonprofit, which opened in 2010, said it's looking for gently used bikes that they can pass around to groups in the community. Donations will be given to anyone who needs a bike this holiday season. Coming up after the break, a look at what weather we should expect in the capital city this week.
Plus, how a downtown area is cracking down on smoking. You're watching Star City News live at 5.
You're watching Star City News, live from the College of Journalism and Mass Communications in Lincoln. Welcome to the Lincoln Children's Museum, where the possibilities are endless. The museum offers kids a chance to develop their creativity and turn it into something special. So come on down and be active, be creative, be goofy, and much more. Discover the Lincoln Children's Museum, quick, before they grow up.
At the University of Nebraska College of Journalism and Mass Communications, you can start here and go anywhere. Our programs are designed for doers, life seekers. You'll get hands-on experience from day one in front of or behind a camera with a major in broadcasting. Or maybe you'd like a career in radio, calling sporting events for KRNU, or design a major advertising campaign. To begin your future, go to journalism.unl.edu.
You're watching Star City News, live from the College of Journalism and Mass Communications in Lincoln.
The University of Nebraska-Lincoln is making moves to prohibit smoking.
Star City News' Emmanuel Sanchez Mora is live from Centennial Mall with more.
UNL is talking to the city to extend their smoke-free area outside of campus boundaries into Centennial Mall.
Our Parks and Recreation Advisory Board is considering a proposal to designate the two northern blocks of Centennial Mall between P and R Street and the two southern blocks between K and M Street as tobacco-free.
UNL has property there and doesn't want the mall area to become a hub for smokers after its campus becomes tobacco and nicotine-free in January. The blocks affected by this proposal form two rectangles north and south of Route 34. The area excluded from this possible ban will be the downtown bar section, where people will still be able to smoke. Some Lincoln residents are worried for the future of smokers and their say in all of this.
But this area is just a lot of bars and people trying to have a good time, and if they can't smoke, where are they going to go? Are they going to go to a business to smoke, or are they going to go out of the vicinity just to have a cigarette?
St. Mary's Catholic Church and the Children's Museum are located there and are in favor of this proposal because both have children attending their buildings on a daily basis.
I just don't think that there's any place for smoking here by the Children's Museum, especially. There's families, and it's just you can smoke anywhere. This one particular spot probably isn't too appropriate.
The key problem administrators are facing is on how to enforce such a ban.
Our existing policy is really we place signage and we hope to get voluntary compliance. So it would be the same policy that we'd use on Centennial Mall. There would be our play tobacco-free signage placed on those blocks of the mall. We hope that encourages people not to use tobacco products in that area.
Parker Rec is looking for people's feedback, and anything they want to say can be done through personal letters or through emails to www.lincoln.ne.gov. Reporting live from Centennial Mall, I'm Emmanuel Sanchez Mora.
Thanks, Emmanuel. Jack, the fog has really taken over Lincoln these last few days.
You're absolutely right, Cindy. For more on what to expect weather-wise, we now send it on to Star City's Dalton Van Straten.
Currently in Lincoln, it's 55 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. We're also seeing some mist around the area with winds out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. As we move on to the almanac, you can see that our high today is much above average for once this month. We're looking at a high of 58 for the day, a low of 46, which is also above average. As we move on to tonight, our forecast looks like we're going to dip down into the 40-degree mark with a chance of showers this evening between 8 and midnight. In the morning, it looks like it's going to be clear, and for tomorrow, we'll have sunny skies with a high of 56 degrees. It'll be a really nice day to get sunshine out there tomorrow with northwest breeze of 5 to 10 miles per hour. As we move on to the 7-day outlook, you'll see that we'll have plenty of sunshine on Wednesday, Thursday, though, and Friday, we'll have rain chances to talk about for the evening, and a high of 61 on Friday. It'll be nice and warm, but dipping down into 46 on Friday. For the high on Saturday will be 46, and that is the low on Friday, so it's going to be quite cool as a cold front comes through on Friday night. But for the start of the work week, it looks like we're going to have some sunshine on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday as our highs warm back up into the lower 50s. And for the beginning of the Thanksgiving travel, it looks like we're not going to be expecting any major storm systems coming through. However, it'll be something to look forward to. Thanks, and back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Dalton. Coming up next, why a controversial Senate candidate is being asked to drop out of the race in Alabama.
And why millions of Americans are now being diagnosed with high blood pressure. You're watching Star City News live at 5.
You're watching Star City News, live from the College of Journalism and Mass Communications in Lincoln.
Out with the old, in with the new. The University of Nebraska-Lincoln's College of Journalism and Mass Communications is ready for the future with its brand new renovation. This renovation was completed with you in mind, so you can create, so you can innovate. Change how you view the world, how you capture the world. Start here. Go anywhere.
Welcome to the Lincoln Children's Museum, where the possibilities are endless. The museum offers kids a chance to develop their creativity and turn it into something special. So come on down and be active, be creative, be goofy, and much more. Discover the Lincoln Children's Museum. Quick, before they grow up. You're watching Star City News, live from the College of Journalism and Mass Communications in Lincoln.
A teacher has been suspended after removing a student's hijab in front of her classmates. This video, taken from News 1 Now Online, shows the footage that was posted to Snapchat at a school in Nashville. It uses the caption, "Pretty hair." Other students in the footage can be seen playing with the girl's hair, while a second video goes under the caption, "Look at all that hair covered up." The girl is seen hiding her face as her headscarf is removed, exposing her hair. The teacher was suspended without pay.
The United States Army lifted its ban on allowing people with a history of mental illness and drug abuse to serve in the military. The new rules greenlight recruits who have bipolar disorder, depression, or issues with cutting. The decision comes as after the military missed its goal of recruiting 80,000 new soldiers by September. Former President George H.W. Bush is facing allegations that he inappropriately touched a teenager in 2003. Rosalind Corrigan said she was 16 years old when Bush, then 79, touched her inappropriately at a November event in Texas. Corrigan's account is similar to those shared by at least 3 other women who say they were assaulted during photo ops with the former president. Jim McGrath, a spokesman for Bush, issued an apology on the former president's behalf.
The FDA has approved the first drug with a digital ingestion tracking system. Abilify MySight is a tablet embedded with an ingestible sensor that uses digital tracking to record whether the medication was taken. The tablet has been approved for the treatment of schizophrenia, acute treatment of manic and mixed episodes associated with bipolar I disorder, and for use as an add-on treatment for depression in adults. And the American Heart Association released new guidelines yesterday that will diagnose millions of Americans with high blood pressure. According to the study, blood pressure of 130/80 will now be considered stage 1 hypertension, while anything of 140/90 will be deemed stage 2. It's time for Alabama Republican Senate candidate Roy Moore to go, according to House Speaker Paul Ryan. Ryan said that he believes the women who have come forward and accused Moore of sexual misconduct and that he thinks Moore should leave the race. Ryan joins a growing group of Republican officials calling on Moore to step aside. Moore continues to deny the allegations against him.
3 people are dead after a 6.5 magnitude earthquake struck Costa Rica Sunday night. The quake was centered near the city of Jaco near the Pacific coast. All power outages have been resolved. Another earthquake struck near the border of Iran and Iraq late Sunday night. However, more than 450 people are dead, making it the deadliest earthquake of the year. The 7.2 magnitude quake struck nearly 200 miles from Baghdad.
In a recent World Wealth study, the globe's richest 1% make up half of the world. This graph shows the world's richest people have seen their share of the globe's total wealth increase from 42.5% at the height of the 2008 financial crisis to 50.1% in 2017. Coming up next, a look at the latest in the sports world, including a college football player who attacked his own coach.
You won't want to miss it, so stay tuned. You're watching Star City News live at 5.
Look at your career and look at maybe one of the lowest times and then some of the highest times, that would probably still go down as my lowest time here at Tennessee State.
You're watching Star City News, live from the College of Journalism and Mass Communications in Lincoln.
In 2012, the national percentage of adults reporting that they drank too much alcohol before driving was 1.9%. In that same year, Nebraska adults reported 3.4%, nearly twice as much as the national average. People know they shouldn't drive, yet they still do. People go out and plan on coming back home. But as we all know, everything doesn't always go as planned. Inform those around you about the risks of drunk driving.
Welcome to the Lincoln Children's Museum, where the possibilities are endless. The museum offers kids a chance to develop their creativity and turn it into something special. So come on down and be active, be creative, be goofy, and much more. Discover the Lincoln Children's Museum. Quick, before they grow up. You're watching Star City News, live from the College of Journalism and Mass Communications in Lincoln.
Several photo finishes capped off an exciting Week 10 in the NFL. I'm Sarah Firestone with your latest sports updates. The Steelers came away with the fourth quarter to beat the Colts in Indianapolis 20-17. The Jaguars and the Chargers went to overtime tied at 17 before Josh Lambo kicked the Jags to a victory with a 30-yard field goal. And the 49ers pulled out their first win of the season against Eli Manning and the Giants. C.J. Beathard threw for 288 yards to lead the Niners to a 31-21 win over New York. And the combination of Cam Newton and rookie Christian McCaffrey proved to be too much for the Dolphins last night. Newton threw for over 250 yards and 4 touchdowns, while McCaffrey scored on the ground and through the air, helping the Panthers move to 7-3 on the year. Here's what McCaffrey had to say after the game.
I feel great. I feel comfortable at running back, getting carries behind the backfield, and I also feel good going out, splitting out a little bit. And, I think that's when our offense is at our best, when we're in a rhythm, when we're flowing and being able to play fast. And I think moving guys like me around a little bit can help us do that.
In 2013, he graced the cover for being one of the best football players in the world. Now he's back, but this time because he's not playing football. GQ magazine's 22nd annual Man of the Year honorees are out, and quarterback turned political activist Colin Kaepernick is among them. Kaepernick joined stars like NBA legend Kevin Durant and late-night host Stephen Colbert on the list. Along with this nomination, the magazine crowned Kaepernick Citizen of the Year. Tennessee State senior defensive end Latrell Lee has been expelled after punching a coach on the sideline during a game this weekend. Take a look at the video. You can see number 58 Lee punching strength and conditioning coach TJ Greenstone multiple times, eventually knocking him to the ground. Athletic director Teresa Phillips said this in her statement about the incident. "We do not condone any act of violence within our department and are very disturbed by the action of one of our own students." Nebraska ball opened up the 2017-2018 season this weekend with back-to-back wins. Guard Glenn Watson led the Huskers with 21 points despite a poor shooting performance against Eastern Illinois on Friday. Nebraska hit 39% of its shots from the field and 13 of 35 free throws, but managed to walk away with a 72-68 victory. The Huskers continued their winning ways last night against the Mean Green from North Texas. Forward James Palmer Jr. tallied 18 points, leading Nebraska to an 86-67 win. And 3 UCLA basketball players that were detained for shoplifting in China will return to the U.S. today. President Donald Trump raised the issue with Chinese President Xi Jinping during his time in Asia. Legal proceedings are still pending against the freshmen LiAngelo Ball, Cody Riley, and Jalen Hill. And for the first time since 1958, Italy will not be in this year's FIFA World Cup. This breaks a streak of 14 consecutive World Cup appearances after the team lost to Sweden in the second leg of the European qualifiers yesterday. It was the third longest streak behind Brazil's 20 and Germany's 16. That's all the sports highlights I have. Again, I'm Sarah Firestone, and coming up after the break, our very own Peter Kozelka will give us a preview on this year's awards season.
And the Oscar goes to...
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 You're watching Star City News, live from the College of Journalism and Mass Communications in Lincoln. Welcome to the University of Nebraska State Museum. Explore the history of life. Immerse yourself in the full-dome, state-of-the-art planetarium experience. See spectacular fossil discoveries and walk alongside ancient sea giants in our Mesozoic era. Take a journey through time and explore the world before we knew it. The University of Nebraska State Museum. You're watching Star City News, live from the College of Journalism and Mass Communications in Lincoln.
Welcome back to Star City News. I'm Peter Kozelka with the preview on this year's upcoming award season. The Golden Globes kick off everything on January 7th, with the season wrapping up on March 4th with the Academy Awards. While I can't tell you who will win this year, we want to let you know which films you should watch out for. Now, Best Director category will have familiar names like Christopher Nolan and Guillermo del Toro. However, they could be upset. Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman revolutionized the box office for women this year, while Jordan Peele's directorial debut was a hit amongst critics. I believe Patty Jenkins' powerful depiction of a heroine will take home the Oscar this year. And the award for Best Actor is always competitive. However, this year's winner could go to the same actor for several roles in the same film. James McAvoy's ability to play a man with 23 different personalities was a standout, while unrecognizable Gary Oldman as Winston Churchill is expected to astound audience in late November. While Oldman's depiction of Churchill is an early favorite, I believe McAvoy's layered performance will give him the edge. And there are two actresses who had late standout roles. Frances McDormand's part as a grieving mother in 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri is one to see, but she will have to compete with Jessica Chastain in her powerful role in Molly's Game. McDormand's ability to effortlessly balance humor and drama will be the range she needs to show voters she deserves her first win since 1997. And the award for Best Picture will be the tight race. It's too early to tell who will come out on top, but I think frontrunners are Call Me By Your Name, starring Armie Hammer, Guillermo del Toro's The Shape of Water, and my personal pick, Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk. Here's a look at that film. It wouldn't be the Oscars without snubs. So these are my picks for Hollywood's best that will miss out. Andy Serkis will unfortunately not be nominated for his role as Caesar this year. The ape is believed to be mostly CG. And unfortunately, I feel that this will be another year where there is little diversity seen at the Oscars. With little major roles going to minorities in 2017, it is unlikely that any of them will be recognized. However, 2 actors with the best chance to get nominations are Idris Elba and Denzel Washington. Now, you still have some time to make your decision, Jack and Sydney, but which films were your favorite this year?
You know, I really loved Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's a good one, and that's a good question, Peter. I would have to honestly go with Baby Driver. I thought Lily James, Ansel Elgort, John Hamm, that whole cast was really good. Well, it doesn't matter which movie you thought was your favorite. I'm sure you probably tweeted about it or posted something on Facebook. So speaking of social media, we'll now toss it on over to Star City's social media correspondent, Karina Hernandez.
Thanks guys, I have the latest in social media. Electronic Arts video game company received backlash from social website Reddit for its challenging character unlock systems in Star Wars video game Battlefront 2. EA tried to extinguish the flames with this Reddit comment, saying its intent was to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment. This response became the most downvoted comment in Reddit history. Players complained that it would take about 40 hours to earn enough credits to unlock iconic characters like Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. Today, EA announced they are reducing the number of credits needed to unlock top characters by 75%. And it's National Pickle Day, and yes, it is a big deal. The hashtag #AddPickleToAnything is trending, and Twitter users are not holding back, with Jack Pickleson, Pickles Cage, and Pickleback. I decided to find out what other things people added.
Decided to dehydrate the pickles and dip them in chocolate.
I really like deep fried pickles. I get them at home a lot. I think they're really good, and I dip them in ranch.
When I was little, I used to eat peanut butter pickle sandwiches.
Some of those combinations are unusual. What's even more unusual is randomly meeting your favorite stars. Snapchat's top story shows fans like this one, who met actor Liam Hemsworth at Target. This fan who met former first baseman and coach Jeff Bagwell, and another with comedian actor JB Smoove and Miss Africa 2017. Trending. As #1 on YouTube is a robot called the new Spot Mini. Robot maker Boston Dynamics released a teaser of the latest version of the bot, and it seems to have come a long way. The first Spot Mini was unveiled in June 2016. It was a giraffe-looking chore bot that seemed to have one weakness: a pile of banana peels. The latest version got a dramatic makeover and is not only sporting a new paint job, but it seems to be more fluid and polished. Jack, Sydney, which robot do you think is better?
I think that first robot is pretty cool.
That's a good question, but it's definitely a question we'll have to answer next time we see you, because that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.